Morning, you guys hear me? Bueller. Thank you. Back in a minute.
Risk disclosure statement. There is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should carefully consider their financial suitability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, chat rooms, websites, and any associated websites for digital venues or for educational purposes only and should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will profit by losses may be limited in any manner whatsoever. Users of the information accept full responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment and holds Apple Trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers promise without reservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made that any account below is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit in hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record can completely account for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or adhere to a particular trading program is final trading losses and material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these trades have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may amount or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in preparation of hypothetical performance results at all, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
This trade room and its webinars are not intended to mirror my trades or to give specific recommendations. Analysis results I share trades and potential trades that I'm taking is not based on my personal analysis. Regardless of this teacher that I identify specific areas trading and is also ultimately disclosures. Trading is extremely risky. You decide on my personal trading, so your own risk and potentially lose your entire account even more. I'm not responsible for drawdowns on my trading accounts. The spreadsheet that I access to is a personal spreadsheet that I use to enter zone values and ATR values and only avoid exact prices from my trades. You can see when I enter zone prices into the spreadsheet as well as the prices that I trade, whether you go long or short. You have the ability to copy the spreadsheet and enter your own values and use mine to confirm zone prices into the range of zones for yourself. The spreadsheet is not telling you which direction trades it has different prices and stop prices for both long and short positions depending on which one you presume inside trade.
All right, good morning. Welcome to another day of Bizarro World. Taking any losses yet, but I just entered a NG short. This was an Izzy zone. This feels like it's going to rip off the page based on relative volume coming in, and it basically gapped up from here. This could be, you know, if you get a volume event, you could, this is all fractal, remember, you see a bigger balance and then smaller balance. This is a failed balance breakdown. This current event is bearish and it's into an Izzy zone. I take the trade. I feel like it's going to be a loser, but it's my area. I take the trade. I don't know what's going to happen next. That's all I ever say, right? Nobody knows. So if you have a system, if you have an edge, you just keep taking the trade. If this does, you know, rip higher and I get a new event, there's a couple of other things I can take. The failed balance breakout. I could potentially take a breaking away from that bigger balance. You can see here the relative volume has been pretty heightened. So, you know, when you get this kind of volume, you get big moves. So either way this breaks, it's probably going to be a nice move. So took the short there, stops at 28.59. If I on that, then I'll be looking to take longs on any one setup. But again, I always say, if the market's truly bullish right now, then you shouldn't be seeing bearish events. So this is a bearish event in my inflection zone. I take the trade. I take the trade. And we have Fed chirps again. So guys, the last few days have been just brutal. It's been just whipsaw. When I mean whipsaw of these, you know, the most important thing we talk about here. I went through and I didn't get through all of them yesterday, but there was like 10 of them, right? Where these form the zones and it touches just the entry below, touches the entry above, and just, it's just been whipsaw. I mean, I don't know if this is a function of being at all-time highs in these markets, some of these markets like gold and equities. I don't know, it's just been very strange, but that's the beauty of this stuff, right? And that's the beauty of learning it and being in this room is you don't have to question your edge. Like, you know, most traders after the last couple of days would be like, oh, this is not an edge, this doesn't work, I'm going to move on to the next thing. If I'm talking if they're on their own, right? But you know, This is the edge. I keep telling you guys it doesn't work every time. Nothing works every time. You've got to write out periods like this. This is why you control your risk when you have bad days and you say uncle, like I've been saying uncle the last couple of days. I haven't taken that many losses. I just don't like to lose, right? So it's like I put that one crude trade on the Bookmap webinar on the trading firm yesterday. I got stopped out in about 2 seconds. And that's the only trade I put on all day, right? So it's not so much I'm taking a ton of losses. It's just I don't expect to lose, right? I don't expect to lose with this thing, with this stuff that we're using, because it's the most powerful thing that you can ever use. But there's going to be just periods of weirdness. That's why you control your risk. And you say there's another day. That's again the beauty of understanding this and being in this room where you don't have to question if this is an edge. You don't say, you take a couple of days of losses and you're like, this doesn't work. It's just a function of just something weird that's going on right now in these markets. And I would attribute it to the all-time highs. I don't know. Maybe make a note of this. If we break down and the next time we come up to all-time highs in a lot of these markets, just make note of it, that you don't want to get your head taken off. But anyway, it's been very choppy. Anyway, I got a short working here in gold. I'm going to take this one aggressively. Again, this feels terrible too. Every trade I've taken in gold and crude the last like 3 days have been just whipsaw losers. This is just sitting near all-time highs. We're building balance, but it didn't quite get to this Izzy zone, so I'm not going to take an Izzy, but I will take a pick and I'm going to take it aggressively. I just got filled. It's a little scary taking it aggressively, but the market kind of told me that it couldn't stay out of this. Market profile composite, got back in. There's a sell ice. I'm taking aggressively. You can wait. It would probably be smarter to wait in this market condition where everything just keeps bungee jumping every single time it tries to sell off. Wait for that. That's the best pick. If you get that, definitely a pick. I decided to take this one aggressively.
Stop filled.
I took gold on my other account too. I decided to take it aggressively. Not surprising me one bit. And for some reason, and this just shows you how these values are just so spot on. I mean, I can't tell you how many trades in this last week that I've been filled to the tick, and it goes. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. But anyway, gold is starting to pull algo guy as well. So if this, I could take this is pulling right now. If I really want to be aggressive, and I don't know why I would want to do that. Actually, this is the first ATR, so I can't do that. But if this had already tagged the ATR retest confirm, I could put on Barket Lake, and you can see this link down here and down here. I'm fully ready for this to retest it again. So if this does this, then I'm going to put on Barks and Licks as well. And my stop's up there, get stopped out, on to the next trade. 48, stops in real quick. Guys, if you have been struggling this week or if you're breaking even, you're doing great. Take it from me, right? But, it has not been easy. You're just you got to ride out periods like this. Is all I can tell you. It's trading. If it was easy, everybody would do it and there'd be no edge. No one would make money. All right, that's working. Waiting for the retest, about 100%, and then I'll put on Barks and Licks there. So open it up near highs again. There's a tick extreme. Not only has it been difficult, it's been like watching paint dry most of the day for days and days and days, right? So it's like, hold on a second. So open it up in this Izzy zone. This is breaking out of this little balance. Yesterday, torture treatment again. That's interesting. Sell stops and NQ. Let's take a look at this. This is not an Izzy. You're getting sell stops outside, back out of the zone, right? What I would watch for here. That's just trades balance. This tried to break out. I'd say through the top of this zone, as far as determining the high volume node of this balance area, just an area. If I start getting events below there, I would take minimum FBB shorts, failed balance breakout shorts. And then you could also take, that's a balance too. That's a balance. You got one of these, and then it broke through that guy. You can take breaking away, current balance breakdown through prior balance, but that'd be a little lower, I'd say, top of that zone. So 143, and maybe right there for FBB. So keep them. You just have this stuff ready in your mind. So if the shit starts hitting the fan, pardon my language, you're ready to go. And you get your volume events and you jump on the trade because those are aggressive entries where you're not waiting for the retest of the zone. Other than that, if this moves in the zone, I'll take this. I'll take a short here. I'd probably take that aggressively, meaning first move out. This isn't, this is far enough from that balance. ES is a different story. If I got an easy trade in there, I would not take that aggressively, just because it's so close to this balance. You want to be very careful taking, if it like happened right there, I wouldn't take it first move out of the volume event. I would wait for ATR retest confirmed. Variation number one. Just keeps on buying. All right, opening up. Again, I don't really pay attention to the tick at the open. It's just stuff open, and once we get settled, then we'll pay attention to it. This is already almost trend up again, 1,500. Again, if we get to 2,000, you want to be very careful in shorting anything. You pretty much want to be careful in shorting anything anyway. But we'll watch that. Let's see what's going on here in NASDAQ. Sell stops. Okay, looks like it's trying to cross. Take extreme. If this holds, I could take a red run long, right? I mean, the market has poked its head. Well, here, but the volume of the stop run was into this red ribbon. That's just one strategy I will take. If this moves out of here, I'll take the red rum long. 20, 31, 80, 81, 75. And I could put on 4. Put that in, and I could potentially put on Barks and Licks too, because the other guy still has not pulled bearish. Well, shiver me timbers. I can't believe gold is, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this week. It's just incredible. Filled to the tick, comes up, stops me out to the tick, and then does that. I mean, and it's been in gold and crude. It's happened at least 10 times this week. So here we are again. It's just such a hard trade right now. So that stops in, whatever happens. All right, I will take the red rum long, 20, 31, 75. That comes back. It's my own fault for being aggressive with gold at all-time highs on the short side, but it's kind of a revenge type trade. 75. All right, that's working. And then if this goes ATR retest confirm, you see the lick up here as well. There's liquidity there. There's liquidity there. I could put on Barks and Licks that way, because algo guy will be holding bullish. If this moves out, it's going to pull the blue back above. So keep an eye on this too. You could potentially take algo guy cross with heavy relative volume, but there's no heavy relative on right now. It's just back to chop. Right, let's read stock name real quick. Oh my God, with this, I mean, it's just every single day. Just keeps tagging. I mean, this stuff's just sitting up here. Let's take a look at Hero. Now you guys know why I always want the market to sell off. I say that all the time. It's just so annoying watching this market action. All right, Hero's not doing much. That's not really doing anything as far as notionally. Let's look at this guy. I think he's doing another webinar today. I just keep getting on and just trying to understand the best way to use this stuff. So below here is You know, the bluer it gets, the more support there is delta wise above. I do know he says the market like heads into these little pockets in between these strikes, so. And you want to pay attention to his levels on here too, because yesterday he had like the max implied move, and it was spot on. I don't see it in here today though. I don't know why it wouldn't be in here today. So this strikes, you know, this is the largest strike on the board right here. So it should hold. If it doesn't, then there's not a lot below here. We could get a sell off. That's crazy talk. We'll see. All right, so this turned out to be a short. My long, red rum long is canceled. Shorts here. I mean, this the tick can't. This is kind of surprising. I mean, this tells you it's Mag 7 that's driving this, because the overall NASDAQ is just sitting at a high tick. Like, that's not pulling back at all right now. It will, but this is. So the point is, this is giving you some information. I know, again, crazy talk saying these markets might sell off, but this has done this while this is sat up here. So you can imagine if this starts to turn over, what this is going to do, right? So this is just Mag 7 action, very likely, because they're the highest rated stocks. All right, algo guy has pulled. So there is a way now. I could take a red rum short on the retest confirm. I can take Barks, Licks, and red rum. Oh my God. This is, they're going to pull me away after this week. Anyway, this, I'm going to put on Bark. I'm going to put on Lick, and I'll put on red rum shorts. There is liquidity down here. That would be my ultimate target for the liquidity trade. The bark trade, I will look it out at other areas. It's, you know, my standard areas we talk about every day in the trading the zone document. These are single days and did not merge them. This is back inside yesterday's value, but I don't really trade that. I just trade the composites. So nothing really going on here. SG implied move gets updated and posted shortly after market open. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Actually, I want to keep reading this. There's a retest, surprise. So guys, if you're taking the reversion trades, you're killing it this week. I'm pretty sure I haven't really taken many of them. It's been a function of what's going on. I mean, every single one seems like it comes back. Every single one. There has been no follow through in any of these markets. All right, this is coming back pretty quickly. I'm gonna take Bark and Lick short here and red rum. 2175. Those are working. I'm putting on 4. So if you took this ATR, you might have filled on both of these. What is this? Yeah, you might have got filled on the 2. Let me know. The 1 and the 2 both worked there, or if you take the 2 backdoor 1. Either way, the 1 worked, did not get stopped out. All right, short, here we go. Let the whipsaw begin. Stops 2384. And I did miss a whopper trade. So, you know, this is why, you know, when you miss trades and when it's this tough, it really, really hurts when you miss trades, because it's like you get whipsawed out of everything and then you miss the whopper. I missed that really nice Bark and Lick yesterday in NASDAQ on the Bookmap webinar. And then everything else I put on after that was basically losers. So it's not been fun. I don't know if I mentioned that. 384 is the stop. All right, those are all working. Let the whipsaw begin. Hasn't been anything in ES yet. So just sitting up here again, bigger picture stuff. Watch that. Say anything under 20, 240, 240-ish. We just talked about this fail balance breakout, and you can take breaking bad too. So we'll see if this can ever sell off again. Spot gamma here. Futures are flat, indicating SPX cash opened back near a very large 57.50 strike. That strike has been in focus this past week as it's providing a lot of positive dealer gamma through its expiration, and that's that. This dude, pretty sure, right there. Right, so that's like a magnet. So if this does sell off, it's probably coming back. If it rips up, it's probably coming back. As far as this AM core PCO goes, no one cares. The 0 D to expiration SPX at the money straddles a paltry 25.5, with IB applied volatility of just 16.8%. This is as low as it gets, reflecting traders' bets today that it is rather boring. Wow, that sounds familiar every day. Quite frankly, it's hard to argue that point due to the massive down position. To get a visual on the slack movement below is a 5-day view of the SPX realized volatility. It is about to go as low as we can go. I wonder if that coincides with the horrible trade that's been this week. Just a simple reflection of the fact that SPX has held a 75 BPS range over the last 6 sessions. So that's why we haven't been having PM webinars, because I just don't want to watch paint dry every afternoon. Realized Val can't go to 0. There is a lower bound, and we are essentially staged at that lower bound. Unbelievable. This is where things get interesting. If one believes that positive gamma is linked to low volatility, we do, then the removal of the giant blanket of positive gamma should open the door for volatility. Obviously, this is set up to happen on Monday as the current JP Morgan collar strike. The fund is short 40,930 expiration 57.50 calls. That's what we just looked at. That are going to be closed and rolled up and out. What does that mean? The new call is going to be changed to a 5% higher strike out in December 24. That is a lot less positive gamma versus at the money position expiring in 1 day. Therefore, this expiration should allow for volatility, i.e. market movement to expand. Hold on one second, guys. All right. We default looking to be in month long SPY SPX call position due to the fact the SPX, even without the JP Morgan position, should hold a mild positive gamma position. However, if 5,700 were to break, we would be looking to flip in the November or December SPX fixed calls. We also think that today is when you want to consider enter those positions, closing vol shorts. In the past, we tried to get too cute with these types of views and rolling positions, where the JP Morgan brokers game theory moves happen a bit earlier than expected. So he means he's like, they usually will wait for this stuff to come off, but they start getting out earlier. Is the way I take that. But so bottom line is, this is just horrendous trade. This is just yesterday's trade. I mean, it's just brutal, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. You just got to write up, either don't trade, cut your size down, trade on sim, open up some, Apex accounts. I don't know what to tell you. This is just brutal. I mean, every single trade in every single market does the same thing. It just sits there and bounces, comes up here, bounces. Speaking of which, like I said, every single market. So I got short this guy. That was the Izzy. Again, I told you I felt like I was going to rip off the page, and it's about to now. So it's fine. I'll stop out of here and potential breaking away trades. And if I get, there's a volume event right here. It just happened. So I will take, we just talked about this at the open, fail balance breakout on that guy. So I'll stop out of my short and I will go long if this turns out to be a bullish event. FBB, I can get in 28.62. I'll trade that double size. Long. All right, that's working. So if this turns out to be a bullish event, taking a double size. I'll stop out of my Izzy short and long FBB. Speaking of whipsaws, gold, short gold, just whipsawing around the zone. I mean, I don't care. You can literally overlay these markets and they all look the same as far as the action, price action. So sorry guys, I'm gonna bitch the entire webinar. It's been very frustrating. It's like I'm trading. I've been putting it, like this is the first full week I've been putting on position trades with the trading firm, and basically every single one is lost. So they gotta be thinking, this guy's full of shit. It's brutal. But I don't question the edge though. I know it works. It's just something weird is going on. Let me set this up. Those are working. So you could take a pick off this event too. I'll probably, and this might just rip off, but they almost always, not almost always, but more often than not will come back. So off this volume event that's happening right here, because the entry is like, we're just outside here. I got burned the other day doing this. I forgot what it was, but I entered like right there and then I got smoked. So the volume events here, I'm going to enter the FBB, but to pick, I'm going to wait for that off of this event. I will enter the FBB though, aggressively off of this guy. Why are these zones? Oh, you know what happened here? Is this even Izzy zone? Because they finally rolled so the zones are, be careful with these zones. They're not right because it rolled November. This one's right. I changed that. I didn't even notice that today when I made this. So guys, be careful with this. And this still looks like the Izzy zone, but this is how I would make it here. Then I'll go back and change this a little bit. Here you had selling tail and a gap down. Do something like that. Yeah, that tail there. So that's still okay. And then here was a little gap down here. So that's how I'd have the next two zones up. This one was a directional conviction. So you can always go back too and see, oh, hey, look at that, that corresponds, right? So it's like this gapped up this day, gap down this day. So that's this.
At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we get University of Michigan data, sentiment final forecast 69.4 on the price.
All right, that's how I would do that. Keep an eye on that. NASDAQ's just coming back.
5.7%. 5-year inflation final forecast 3%.
I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm not a very good loser. I don't care how many years I trade, I am not a good loser.
73.4 price.
And that's what makes losing, because I have expectations. So expectations is what makes things painful, right? When you expect something and it doesn't happen, it's very, very painful. And that goes for trading, golf, whatever I do, I have expectations and it causes me a lot more pain than it should. Is entering on the retest not profitable? Sure, what do you mean by that? Kick the dog. I don't have a dog. My daughters have 2 cats. I don't know if I should kick them. They probably won't respond very well to it. See what Hero's doing here. A whole bunch of nothing. I don't know what's going on with the flow alerts. Like I hear some of them trigger, other ones don't. Like as far as the sound, but there was a flow alert here that says move a little lower. Haven't any tick extremes lately, so that's kind of cool. So this has turned around. Yeah, you're not going to get any meaningful sell-off until this thing can get below the zero line. The tick starts, the NYSE and the NASDAQ tick starts. Sure, I don't understand your question. We have a process for these, right? Is entering on the retest not profitable? You mean just getting a year on the short? You can do whatever you want, right? I have watched probably 100,000 of these would be my guess, like realistically, right? If you got my original SI course I made in 2020, I was getting in first move out, putting my stop on that side. Well, I learned, pretty quickly that that's not the way to trade these, right? And then we had, variations of how far the, wait for a half ATR, blah, blah, blah. So this has just been a function of years in development of the best way to trade these. The best way to trade these is wait for it to push an ATR to prove if it's a bullish or bearish event. Wait for the retest, and then you get in. For certain strategies, other ones you just want to jump in right away, right? Like the IZZs, the picks, the slugs or lugs. I love use because it may not retest because the areas are so that the areas that the volume event is occurring are so powerful, it may not come back. But yeah, you could get in right there. I'm just telling you, I've seen it, done it, tried it, everything. If you want to get in here as your short and risk to there or risk to there, go ahead. Yeah, you'll probably get away with some. I'm telling you, in the long run, that's not the way to trade them. But I say it all the time, guys. If you find a better method and you show me some stats over, not a couple days, not a couple, I'm talking months and months that you keep saying, okay, yeah, Scott, I wait for the ATR tag, and then I get in first move back to the zone. And here are my stats. Fine. I've tried it. I've tried everything. That's why we have this method that we have now. All right, stopped out NG, long FBB.
Stop filled.
I was gonna say, why did that not fill? All right, so stopped out of that short, shocker. And then now I'm long, so let's hope I don't get whipsawed on this puppy. We got a new event at least, so I could trail my stop to this now, right? So my stop, I got long off of this broken ice event, 5 or 6 distinct setups. My stop was here. This just came in, my stops moved to there. I'm gonna move it 1 tick out so I don't stop out in the zone. Other than that, I could take other strategies as well. See, algo guy is bullish, so that opens up my strategies bark and lick. So there's a variation here as well. I could still take it long off of that, bark and lick long off of that, as long as this guy, the newest event, doesn't prove bearish, aka the ATR. Then I can take barks and licks off of that too. So let's see what happens. Bookmap Bob will let us know. Long, and now I'll put my stop at 28.40.
At 10 a.m. Eastern time, we get University of Michigan data. Sentiment forecast 69 spot 4 on the prior 69. 1 year inflation final forecast 2.7% on the prior 2.7%. 5 year inflation forecast 3% on the prior 3.1%. Conditions forecast 63 on the prior 62.
I'm still in the stat, so now I got to make a decision. It's already whipsaw city. Do I want to hold this in the number? Like, I'll just take my medicine, but you probably shouldn't be holding in the numbers. Okay, same with this gold trade. And you can see all this stuff up here. So I'll hold them. Just let the pain continue. Here. A lot of times I like, not doing things that are wrong, right? But doing things like this to show you, this number comes out and I get swiped out of it. It's like, hey, you know what? I might not want to trade in the numbers. Right? So the trading on, nothing wrong with just covering here, waiting for it to wait for the number, settle down, new event, get back in, or you can even get back this event as long as it doesn't violate. But I'm going to show you pretty much probably close to 100% why you don't trade in the numbers. Because it's like flipping a coin, right? Like we're not trading like, I know we talk about trading like a casino, but this isn't trading like just gambling, right? And you're holding stuff in the numbers, you're gambling. So I am keeping an eye if this stuff starts to fail, but that chance. Oh, this is brutal. Questions? All right, if this does start motoring down, then some of these areas that I will, oh, by the way, I will take a pick as well. Remember we talked about if that broke out of that market profile composite, so I could take a pick off of this guy, or even that was the main one I was talking about. So if that retests this dude, as long as this doesn't prove bearish, I could put on barks, licks, picks, and I'll do the same thing with this guy. This hasn't confirmed as a bullish setup yet though, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. All right, so one area I'll watch, I usually cover half of them at the yellow lug, see what happens into the number. So it's not that far away. I'll take any short right now. I'll take any winning trade right now. So guys, this is why you want to keep a book of trades, right? So when things aren't working and you like question like, oh my God, this is never going to work again, you just start looking at your book of trades. If you don't have your own book of trades yet, go into I've been posting my trades of the day here, right? Go in and look at one of the 30 of these, right? Just to get your confidence like, okay, yeah, this works. It's just a bad period. See what I'm saying? It's like, you should be doing this for yourself too. So when you go through bad periods, you go and look at this stuff and it gets you back in the right mindset. Like, okay, I just gotta, fight through this period. I know this stuff works. I know this is an edge. How can I get better? What am I making mistakes mentally, or am I doing everything right? And the trades just aren't working right now. But that's what you want to be able to fall back on. You look at it and it's like, okay, everything's all right. This is not going to go away. This is not some like trendy whatever, like, fly by the moment thing. This is volume. Volume drives markets. It's not going away. The way that these markets trade around this is not going away, right? It's just when you're at all-time highs, low volatility, it's just you're not getting follow through. So the position trading sucks. The reversion trades are working like a charm. So make note of it. Next time we get to all-time highs, once this moves away from here, next time the implied vol is the worst it's ever been, I'm just taking reversion trades until that picks up. I mean, even crude pulls its liquidity for the Michigan number. Like, why is this the biggest number ever now? That's so funny. Crude. All right, they held through that number. Again, so now that this is new information in the market too, right? So this could be all bets off this event. Still in it, but not holding my breath. Well, it would be cool to see this start to come off, and then the market might free up a little bit. This huge position here. So he does talk about too, and the more I'm learning about this, so say like we do sell off here or even rally. It's not a good color, right? The market will come back to this white area where there's not any options. I mean, that's where it will gravitate towards. So if you do get a big sell off, that's probably where it's coming back to. So that could be like a target point for you. This might be, we have the trading in the zone document. All the areas that I get out, pay myself as a market making money available to me. Well, I'm very likely going to put spot gamma white levels on trace, or whatever we're going to call it. But I just need to watch it longer, right? I just haven't not had enough exposure to it yet. Just keep getting on the webinars, and which I will too. I'm learning about it. All right, still in gold. This is a shocking development. I haven't been stopped out yet. I'm sure I'll jinx myself with that. So I'm watching this liquidity if this can get down here. Here's an example of market pulse too. I'm not adding to any trades right now, right? But if it's a normal market and you get this, here's the pattern over and over and over again. Go to the strategy viz short takes in the left margin to watch the videos. Going on for over a year and a half since I made those. There's that. Most selling in the last hour. Here's the move away. Here's your retest. The next low. You can add to the trade and risk right above it. Like I said, I am not adding to it. I'm lucky I'm putting trades on at all right now. I'm not adding to anything, especially gold, but that's how you do it right there. Watch for that. Very important. Same thing if it starts to fail, you can get out of some instead of waiting for the full stop out. I'm so glad it's the weekend. Sure, on the first reversion or second reversion, what are you referring to? So I'm probably gonna stop out of this trade anyway. Well, I don't know. I don't understand what your question you're asking me. All right, so natural gas has, so this is confirmed bullish. So I can take Barks and Licks off of that. Still can take Barks and Licks off of that, but if that does that, I'm gonna put on Bark, Lick, and Pick. I already have the fail balance breakout on double size. Some areas I'll be looking to cover some of these. It just feels so weird looking at a winner, even if it's temporary. There's really nothing here for me for my areas except for red lug, and that's 50 ticks away. Unless there's a market profile composite here that was not drawn when I switched months. Let's take a look. That was one. Sure. Are you ever on my webinars? Everything you're asking, I talk about constantly. So go over here. I know you're new, so I'm not trying to be, I'm just an angry trader right now, so don't take it personally. But I talk about this basically every day. Go in the pinned messages. Jay Labrada, my room moderator, did this for us. These are the break evens for the one ATR. I know I talked about this yesterday on the Bookmap webinar. So, I know you're new, but I talk about this stuff all the time. So it's either you're not listening or you're not on the webinars, right? So start getting on the webinars more. Risking this one, you're literally risking 1.5 to make one. That's not, in normal trading terms, that's not a great trade, but that means you got to be a 60% trader to break even. Hold on. There was some stops in Q. All right, so minimum I can move my stop here. Right, that makes me a little happier. Short off of that. Stop was here. New event. Stop goes there. 64, and it's outside the zone, so I'm fine with that price. 64 quarter. Bark, 3 strategies next week. Bark, Glick, and Red Round. $64.75. Hold on, guys. Just takes me a while because I've got so many damn accounts and trade here.
Yields will last down 3.7 basis points at 3.503%.
All right, those stops are working. And I put that at about 99%. That stops me out there with this market action. All right, natural gas is ripping. Hey, something good's happening. You know. So I keep putting the trades on. Anyway, I was looking at this. So this is, I'm cutting this off. That's not high. That overlaps what's going on over here pretty much. So let's see. There's really nothing else. As far, this is a single day. This is a single day. So for me, it's red lug. I mean, you are extreme standard deviation, but I don't usually get out of those unless it's confluent with something. It's not. So it's red lug or an opposing volume event. I'm sitting in this trade for the way I trade. Those are my areas that I get out at. You can bet your, you know what, will come back because that's what natural gas does. Eric, you know what I want to do here? We just talked about this, the market pulse. I can use that to maybe piece out of one of these because I got double size on. Market pulse, create, go to the volume pressure imbalance algo, change it to an hour. I don't want to see 5 minutes. You can change it whatever you want. I use an hour. Let that load. So if I see extreme buying and it doesn't hold, then I can get out of it. One, like right here. I mean, these are stops, but that stop is not going to be the most buying last hour. That stop, right? Is that not changing color for me? Turn this off real quick. Because I put it in the wrong one. That's why. All right, so this is the most buying in the last hour. I could actually even add to this. I'm not adding in any market right now. There's just no way. So doesn't matter. Now I got a volume event. I mean, it matters. You could add to this little guy. Most buying last hour. Tick strike was firing off too. I got an event. I could trail my stop to this. That forms. Come on.
Could Barclays expect the ECB to cut interest rates by 25 basis points in October?
All right, there you go. So now my stop for this event is down here.
Targeting a terminal deposit rate of 2%.
So the worst I'm going to do is make it's like 15 ticks. This thing is still firing off, by the way. Go to the moon. I'm going to get out of one of these live ones just because I can't keep an eye on it. I have this on a live account too. Of course, I didn't put this on with the trading firm. All right, more. There's another event. Where's that red lug at, by the way? You gotta be getting close to it, no? It's up here, right around 20, 23, 24. I'm gonna get out of a couple of these guys just because I can't keep an eye on it. And this is already a very nice trade. And I'm just so excited to have a winning trade. All right, so that's the new sell ice here. 77 is the exit if it comes back. Because this is, I say it every single day. This is why you want to be looking at other markets Instead of watching paint dry whipsaw equities, you could have caught this awesome trade. It's all the same stuff with the volume events. It doesn't matter what market you're trading as long as you know the thresholds. This is 76. All right, those are all working off of this event. As far as a trade off of this area, sell ice, this is an Izzy zone. You know, this is, I think this is, well, it's close. Because we talk about getting in trades in the Izzy zone so you don't get run over with the balance breakouts, right? Should have taken that pick trade too. I just didn't, I waited for the retest. Remember this? That was my decision. This isn't me just complaining. But remember on this, I was saying off that event, I wanted to retest confirm. Well, I could have got on it. This is where you can judge your picks, right? I was waiting for a retest. Well, knowing this stuff, I should have just got in. Like this is, you know, we took this trade. That's telling me this is very likely going to happen. You get a pick trade, don't wait for the retest. So I cost myself on that strategy. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I am complaining, but I'm really not. I'm just tickled to have a damn winner in these markets. And I'm watching red lug up here, and I do not need to see an exact tag. If it's anywhere close, I'll get out of this trade. What is going on? 2 trades in my favor? Guys, take cover. Don't go outside today. You'll get struck by lightning. Another stop run. So now you got to make a decision here. I'm not. I normally in normal markets I'd be like, I'm gonna let it come back. It's got to still because here's a new stop, right? I'll stop out right there. I'm not gonna sit there and get whipsawed to death. I mean, I'll get whipsawed, but I'm basically gonna be pretty close to scratching the trade, so I'm fine with that. 23.43.75. If you love the short here, keep the stop above all this activity. This is a judgment call. Like I said, if you want to hold it, hold it. The less I have to look at these markets, the equity markets, the better. I'm a jaded trader right now. They're still buying natural gas here. Hold on. They are. All right, I'm out of this.
Order filled.
Out of that.
Order filled.
I thought that was a little closer. I mean, it's close. This thing is pretty expanded. That's fine. This is a good trade. I'm out. Very nice trade. Try to double size on that puppy too. There you go. That's how winning's done, as Rocky would say, Rocky Balboa. It's nice to have one. So another thing too, so this is a perfect example of picking and choosing, right? So it's like I'm getting my head kicked in with this whipsaw in every market. I did not put this one on the trading firm. I mean, I didn't really have a chance to even get over there because I'm doing all this stuff on the webinar. But I mean, I thought about it and I'm like, just because I've lost however many trades in a row. This is a perfect example. You just keep putting on the trade. So I just cost myself probably, now I'm risking $1,000 per trade on that account. I just cost myself like a $3,000 trade for the trading firm because I didn't put it on that account. Put it on my accounts, but it's just, guys, once again, my pain, my tribulations are your learning experiences. I'm sure some of you are going through the same thing I'm going through, but another winner here? What is happening? Yeah, I didn't put this on the trading firm either. Let's see. Like I said, stay indoors today. This is almost at the yellow lug. Remember, I'm short gold. I'm gonna put these in just to get out the yellow lug, half of them, right around, I'm gonna put a couple ticks in front of that, 39. All right, that's working. Let's see what else I got on here. I can't remember what I put on. You know something's wrong if I have a gold winner, I'll tell you that.
Order filled.
That was that. Why did I get filled on this account though? All right, I got a half at, on one of the accounts at yellow lug. Swiped down there, had it at 39. Why did I not put Bark in the account here? All I put on was that pick. That sucks. I think I should add Bark and Lick there too. I just lost track of the retest confirm, guys. So I remember we put on the pick short right at the beginning of the webinar. I already talked about it. Remember I said I was going to take this one aggressively because I got out the buy-in event and I took it right away. Well, it did retest. You could have put it out on the retest anyway, right? But I could have put on Barks and Licks. Algo guy pulled and I just missed it. Right? Stop me if you've seen this routine, because you know why? Because I was bitching about the whipsawness and I forgot to put on the Barks and Licks. So anyway, if you put these on, there you go. Headed your way. That was just another error on my part. All right, so anyway, these are the break even. You got to be a 60% trader just to break even on the one ATR. I'd say at least 70%, probably more. Again, we're running with the trading firm. I'll have more stats once we get it working correctly. The 2 ATR, all you got to be is at 42%, and it's 1.38 to 1. All right, I fill in the other half of those. Wait, what was that? Yeah, that was the gold. That you'll look. You got to be a 1 point. You're risking 1 to make 1.38. That's good. 3 ATR is you're risking 1. You only got to be a 34% winning trader. You're risking 1 to make almost 2. It's almost 2 to 1 trade. Great. You can take the 3 ATRs. You're going to have a million 1s and 2s that work, and you don't get the 3 on. Right. So you got to decide, and whatever one you decide, you got to take every single one if you want to let the edge play out. No, it's not 60% profitable. You have to be 60% profitable to break even on the 1 ATR trade. Like I said, from watching thousands of these, my guess, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on, might even be better, it's at least 70% that the 1 ATR works if you take every single one. It's very labor intensive. That's why I don't take them on the webinars. I barely take the ones on my own when I'm sitting here doing nothing. It's just too labor intensive. It's like a scalp trade. If you like scalping, then take all the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s. Every time though. You can't one take and then the next one don't take it, next one take it, and it's just randomness, right? So yes, you have to be 60% just to break even on the trade. But I think it's above 70% trade. And then you know, as you get to the 2 and 3, it's the better win percentages. But if you're waiting for 2s, you're gonna have days where every 1 works and you never get the 2 off. Okay? So I talk about this every day, literally every day lately, because there's nothing else to talk about because the market sucks so bad. All right. No, this isn't really I lug you in natural gas. If it moves up here one more time and I get an event, I'll turn around and short it now. I got out of my longs. I'm just tickled I had a winner, right? That's close enough for me. I got out like literally right there. You don't need to squeeze out 3 ticks. So I actually played that perfectly for right now. If this did come back, I can take, you know, say there's a stop run, it's a slug, I can take, if there's sell ice, I can take an I lug you. These are all trading strategies in here. Iceberg at lug. Take any fade trade with an iceberg event in the major lug, red or blue. If the iceberg corresponds with the lug itself, sell ice at red lug. So that's why I'd be looking there. If it's buy ice at the red lug, I can still take it, but I would demand ATR retest. And then you could take, no, this is an Izzy zone, even with the updated Izzy's. And this did not confirm as a bullish setup yet. So I could take an Izzy short here off of this event if I wanted to, which I should if I'm being consistent with my trading, right? So I will take an Izzy short. Feels terrible. Market's going straight up. This is a volume event. In my important area, I take the trade. I'm just going to take it normal size. I'm putting out 1. Remember we put on double size when earlier when the volume event was in the direction of my thesis. This one, I have no opinion here as far as long or short after this move. So I'll put the trade on. I'm not going to put it on double size though. Very cold. Whip lower. All right, that's working. All right, there's your lick trade. So I missed these trades. Mark and lick I should have on it in gold here too. Perfect example. I've lost probably my last 5 trades in gold over the last week, right? You just keep putting them on. Give it a try, sure. You gotta take every one though, whatever market you're looking. This thing's getting smoked. All right, I still got half on. So oh, and by the way, are we talking about natural gas? This is something you really want to look for. You may, for these other markets that you don't normally trade, you may want to look and only trade if you see relative volume. We talked about this at the open. I said, watch natural gas. There's a lot of relative volume coming through. This is probably going to signal a bigger move. There you go. And look what's happening in gold now. Starting to pick up right here. All right, so this is one of the areas that I get out at. Normally, I don't have the lick on. All I have is the pick on here. But this is, if this starts to fail, this is, and you can see here's a market pulse too. These sellers were aggressive right here. Most selling in the last hour. I'm going to follow my market pulse rules and get out of, what do I have on still? So I'll get out of half of half. I have half left because I got out of half of the yellow lug. Here's your market pulse. Here's the selling. It moved away, retested. Next high, I'm out of half of these. Half of the half, I should say. I put that at basically right here. That one. Still short NASDAQ somehow. Trading's easy. All right, stop out's imminent here. And so remember, I've always been very bad at this. I'm much better now. Like when I'm short, like you're just hoping it goes down and you're kind of ignoring events that turn out to be entries for the bull side, right? Because you're in your mind, you're cheering for the thing to sell off. Well, this is a new event, especially in this market environment. This is an Izzy. Well, there's nothing here. Let's see if there's something on the pick. Now I get the annoying.
Stock filled.
All right, so I got a half of gold. I got a quarter of a position left there. That was a good trade. This is really nothing long for me. So I can't really go long off these, but I'm just going to stop out of my shorts and be dead, so I don't have to look at this anymore. And I'm stopping out right there. This, I don't usually do this. Normal market conditions, I'm putting it outside of this. This one, I don't care. I don't have to look at it then, like I said. All right, we got something in crude. crude is lit. That is all I basically put out in the trading firm this week, and I've gotten my ass handed to me. This market has been the little bitch of little bitches, as Madam Shizzle likes to say. Speaking of which, where did she say? She say uncle for today. I would like to say she's smart, but things were very good today so far. So nowhere right smack dab on this balance, in the middle of this balance area for that, as far as my important areas. This is a pick. Maybe, well, no, sorry, wrong market. Oh, by the way, I should have been out on more down here. I didn't even see this. Right? Yeah, a couple more of these. I missed it. Right. So this is, guys, this is why you got to be on top of your areas. I should have been out of some down there, and then with the market, the volume pressure balance, I could get out of more. That bounced right off of there, and I missed it. I only have a quarter left, but I could have been on a more down there. It's just another mistake. All right, sell ice here in crude. Not excited about trading crude. I don't know what's been going on here lately, but it's been very annoying. Here we go. This is a pick. This is yesterday's trade. Actually, I got smoked on this trade, this exact trade yesterday. It was on the Bookmap webinar. There was a volume event there, and well, first of all, something came out, stopped me out, and then I got in again. I just shorted NG, just that one guy off the Izzy zone. Anyway, this is, it's pretty close to this. Let's see, what's the bottom of this guy? 90. Yep, this is a pick. I'll take it. 67 is the entry. I could put on 10 or one big one. You don't want to trade one big one. Trade 10 so you can get out. So the pick trade. Again, I got my ass handed to me in crude this week. I'm right back on the horse. I'll put it on. All right, I really messed this up down here. I should have been on a more. Not really messed it up. I just have a quarter left, but it just bothers me when we get to those important areas and I miss it and I forget to get out of it. All right, so I shorted. Remember, hopefully you guys did too. Caught this NG short up. I mean long up. I got out at the red lug. Got this. Now I'm short Izzy. That was that Izzy zone I showed you. Lost the chart. So I'm short there. Stop for that. It was off of this guy's. It was up here. New event. I control it right there. I'm going to move it a tick out of this prior event. So 29.10 is my stop for this Izzy short I just put on. So that's working. These are A+ reversions too. I forgot to mention those. Of course, I missed this one. This was perfect, guys. Missed it. I hope if I better see you guys talking about it in the chat. This is what's fired. This should have fired off of the trading firm. Hold on. I'll look at it when I'm off. Anyway, event. Event. Oh my goodness. Your entry. It's a little, this is probably why I didn't fire the trading firm. I still would have taken it. It's right out of that one, but it's still in front of that one. And your stop is like through both of those. That's A+ right there. One ATR winner. And they're even better. That's why they're A+ when your entry, at least your stop is through prior events. So this, you got in this one, your stop's through both of these stop runs, right back to the zone. Missed that too. I do try to take those on the webinars, but I missed it. I better talked about that, or he's going to be in the doghouse. It's a good doghouse. Curious took it, but he didn't say it was A+. I mean, it was borderline through this one, but your stop was through both of these guys. That's A++. I missed it. Sure, did you take this one ATR? Take that? Sure. And don't like it. Okay, so this is exactly what I just got done talking. Now you're gonna get a verbal lashing. I know you're new. I just got done. You are the one who specifically asked about the ATR trades. I just got done saying if you're going to take them, you take every single one. You get an F for the day, and you're in the doghouse for the entire weekend. That's what the doghouse looks like, and you're in this house right. I just told you take them all. You should not have missed this ATR, especially with the 9-year mind. So you get an F. Even though you're new, that's a verbal lashing because we just talked about it. That's it, guys, I'm trying, I can't stress enough to you. If you're gonna take the trade, you don't pick and choose, you don't miss them. If whatever, you might not be trading NASDAQ, I don't know, but the point is you've got, if you want it to, the edge to work for you, you gotta take them all, or it's just random trading. Then just close your eyes and click the mouse if you're gonna randomly trade. By the way, I'm still short here. I don't think I filled on this, did I? No, I'm still short. My stop out was there. I never stopped out. Well, it's not gonna, there's no, this doesn't tell you the ATR. I mean, for the reversion, you gotta watch it. This is not, we might have something in the future. It's actually a good idea. I can tell you on. Actually, I don't know why we don't have that. Where you can turn on the alerts for the audio alerts for the reversion trade, or even have like a, yeah, it's a good idea actually. But yeah, there's no alerts. You got to watch it. You got to have your order resting in there. If you're taking all the ones, you hear the event fire off, you put the one reversion there, you put the one reversion there. Limit order, entry. And you put your stop in, you put your stop in. Whatever one fills, you're out of the zone, you're done. Then you can cancel the other one, obviously. So there's no wait, like the minute you, if you're gonna take them all, the minute you hear the event, you should put your orders in with your stops. And then whatever one of your trades. If you're not doing, then you're trying to, if you're not doing that, then you're trying to pick and choose which ones you're gonna take. That's your verbal lashing for the day. I hope you enjoy the doghouse for the weekend. All right, more sell ice here in crude. I'm just gonna combine these and then I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna soak in my winners for today. I needed these. Fridays are by far my best day too. I don't know why I was not firing off on those on the trading firm as well, but at the trading firm. You know, I'm obviously a seasoned veteran. That's why you guys are on the webinars and listening to what I'm telling you. But I still do not take losing well. I still feel terrible the next, that night, so on and so forth. It's like, as a professional that's been doing this for so long, you would think I wouldn't say, oh, I feel so much better. I got some winners today, but I'm just human, right? It's just, I don't take losing well, but I needed to, this is the point. You get smushed, you control your risk on bad days, you close shop. If it's not working, AKA say uncle, then back to the next day, keep putting them on. That's it. All right. There's nothing here for me to really short and crude though. We're not in an Izzy zone. Smack dab in the middle of this balance now. Oh, there's the pick. I'm sorry. I'm already working this. Again, this has been a long week. So I'm going to take this pick trade here. Volume event. First move out, I'm taking it. This is today's trade right there. If this were, I don't know what this is yet. I could take a pick long here. If I'm going to take the pick long, I'm going to wait for the ATR retest confirm of that guy. You could take it right away. This is what I talk about all the time. These picks are more subjective, whether you're going to enter them aggressively or wait for the normal move back into these composites. What usually happens is that it'll come back, retest the edge, and then go. So that's why I will wait for that pattern if I'm going to take the pick long. The pick short here, I'm not going to wait because it's already moved out of here, moved back here. It's already done that
per se, not off a volume event, but it's already done that. So I'm gonna enter the pick short aggressively. To pick long, I'll take ATR retest confirm. And you got this working for you if you go long. Elbow guy's pulling right now, right? There's no hell because the relative volume is very low. Not very low, but it's not, you need, for the algo get cross, you need heavy relative volume with a volume event, and there's no heavy relative volume. But that is crossing. You got tick strike firing off. ATR retest confirm. I could put on bark, lick, pick, and then enjoy the whipsaw. There's Dune Runner. Dune Runner, did you catch your A+ NASDAQ trade? NASDAQ reversion? Or are you hiding from me? You make sure to take the verbal lashing. Oh, you're right. Should we get out of some of these? Get out of some of those. Thank you, by the way. So see, now I can't even put you in the doghouse because you alerted me to this, the yellow log, where I get out of half of my trade. And I was just so tickled to have a winner, Mr. NASDAQ. Probably shouldn't yell at him. So that I mean, that's 30 points that I cost myself there because I wasn't watching. At least I got out of some. So that's where I get out of some. I talked about it earlier. Again, I'm watching so many markets, I lost track of it. Should have been out of some down here. First move down here, actually. So whatever, I got a half position on. I'll stop out of the rest. We already talked about that. We talked about what I'm gonna do with crude. Caught an awesome NG trade. I'm still short a quarter of the gold short. We were long this. I was long this. Hopefully you guys got into that. It was an awesome trade and it was torture free, especially in this market. You rarely get these kind of moves without the 15 tests of the zone. Got out, flipped short, new event. Now I'm gonna trail my stop to that. This market's obviously here's a perfect example of using your judgment call. I normally would not stop out in this stuff. I would put it up here, but this market is clearly very bullish. I will just stop out at the normal spot and I'll take my medicine if it does that, right? Just because of the conditions right now. I don't want to risk another 20 ticks in a market that looks like it's going to the moon. So I'll stop out at 2093. I'm risking, I think I got on 73, it'll be 2 tick loser. I mean, a 20 tick loser, nothing crazy, not even 17 tick. All right, so guys, perfect example. I've been beaten up this week, whipsawed to death. I came in, and that's, guys, this is why I like to do the webinars and teach, right? Because if I'm sitting here in my little black hole by myself, oh, woe is me, I got to get on the webinars. I got to go over things back on the horse. That helps me mentally too. That's why I like teaching, because it helps me from going down the hole of despair, right? So if you learned anything from today, it's just keep putting the trades on. That's the number one thing. And anytime you start to question things, look at my winning trades. You should be keeping track of all your winning trades, like Dune Runner does, and screenshotting it, comments, exactly what you saw. So when you go through these periods, you just go back and look at that. You're like, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's just weird trade. I hit my loss limit today. I did nothing wrong. Back tomorrow. So, all right. Hopefully you guys learned, lived and learned. There's not been one setup in yes, by the way, too. All right. I will be on the golf course here in a couple hours. I'll post if I do anything else, and I will see you guys all on Monday. Have a good weekend. Oh, by the way, next week, guys, Tuesday, Monday night, I got to fly to Chicago. One of my best friend's dad died. He was actually the best man at my wedding, so I got to go to Chicago. So I'm not going to be here Monday afternoon, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be back on. I'll probably be here for Thursday PM webinar, but crap, I forgot about the webinar too. But at least Tuesday and Wednesday, I will not be here because I got to go to a funeral and wake. So I will see you Monday morning though. Have a good weekend.